The silent wings of the orchard. The year was 1944. In a quiet corner of Normandy, hidden behind the high stone walls of an ancient apple orchard, Base Clover was a ghost airfield. It wasn't built for roaring fighters, but for the wooden horse-gliders that carried the airborne troops into the heart of the night. Sergeant Ben Miller stood under the heavy branches, watching the ground crew drape green netting over the massive, silent wings. To the German patrols only a mile away, this was just a peaceful farm. To the Allies, it was a springboard for the liberation of Europe. Life at Base Clover was a masterclass in deception. The men moved with the grace of shadows, forbidden from using lights or loud engines. They slept in haylofts and cooked their meals in small, smokeless pits dug into the earth. The only sound was the rustle of leaves and the occasional clink of a muffled wrench. The pilots practiced their landings in total darkness, gliding onto the short, grassy strip with the grace of owls. It was a community of silence, where every man knew that their survival depended on being part of the landscape. One humid midnight, the order finally came. The sky was a bruised purple, and the air was thick with the scent of ripening fruit. The tugs, the heavy C-47 planes arrived in the distance, their engines a low, muffled thrum. The men of Base Clover didn't shout. They simply pushed the wooden giants out into the clearing. Ben felt the tension in the air as the tow ropes tightened. One by one, the gliders rose into the air, silent and deadly, disappearing into the clouds toward their targets behind the enemy lines. Within minutes, the orchard was empty. The grass was flattened, and the ropes lay like snakes in the dirt, but the base had vanished back into the shadows. The ground crew quickly gathered the equipment, erased the tire tracks, and retreated back under the trees. By the time the moon rose over the farmhouse, there was no sign that an army had ever been there. The mission was underway, carried on wings of wood and the courage of men who worked in the dark. As the first light of dawn touched the stone walls, Ben sat on the porch of the farmhouse, watching the mist rise from the fields. The orchard looked exactly as it had the day before, peaceful, quiet, and ordinary. No one would ever know that this small patch of earth had held the weight of the invasion. But as the distant rumble of the front line echoed over the hills, Ben realized that their victory was in their invisibility. They were the silent wings of the orchard, the ones who provided the bridge to a future that was finally within reach.